Hello.
Hey girl,
Oh
how are
shit!
you?
On the first try.
I think I, I think I found the problem. That's why. Oh
Why
man,
was this a problem? So that I know. I won't go through
I
this.
just, I think it was just me. Apparently I should not need to be connected to my home Wi-Fi. I was just doing regular before, and now it just works.
Oh, well, look at that. We're in business now. We're in business. So how you feeling?
I'm alright. I'm tired.
I know you sound it.
Well, I did some painting today, and I'm not so good in this weather.
Uh, yeah, I know. This is my weather though. I do better in cold weather than I do with
No, I
extreme.
like it, but it does it to me.
I don't
I
know. They're
definitely
talking about nor'easter. I gotta get that shovel out. Not looking forward to that.
when?
Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow evening, I
Really?
think.
Oh my god. It was a
Yeah,
little slushy snow today, like mixed with the rain over
yeah,
here.
no, yeah, it's supposed to snow and then I think 6 to 8 inches out here. Yeah. Shovel. That's gonna be fun. I gotta
That's
get
the
that
only
car
thing.
shoveled though.
I don't like to walk in it, and
Ah,
I know for
those wonderful city streets. Oh yeah, don't miss the slush, the dirt, the grime. Yeah, fun.
I remember as a kid it was okay. But
Oh yeah.
just
Fun
letting the
times when
room
you're
get
a kid.
warm here, sending the show sending the link to a few people here.
Nice, nice, nice. Hopefully it will be a nice little turnout and get some, comments and input. I know it's been kind of slow these past couple of times and stuff like that, so we're hoping. Because let me tell you, social media, the dilemmas, the dramas, the catfishes, the
Yeah.
snitch bitches. I don't know what else I could rhyme
Hey
it with.
guys. Hey guys and bros. It's your favorite Jedi, BMF goddess with my returning co-host Yadi.
What up, what up, what up?
Um Today's topic is on the social media dilemma. Um, what would you guys say are the issues, the negative, the catfish, the lack of privacy, the people who take 5,000 selfies a day or 5,000 of their kids? People
Yeah,
call in and be
the
a part of the
social
trending
anxiety.
discussion. Well, we
Of
want to hear
course,
what
the
you have to
social.
say.
Yeah, this leads to social anxiety, the isolation, the cyberbullying, the self-absorption. Because, you got to take a pic. Selfie, selfie queen, gotta look good, gotta look tight, gotta have everything right. We're a slave to our phone.
Nah,
And
but you know the ones I'm talking about are the ones that be like I don't mind seeing people's selfies, but the ones that'll post like 10,000 of the same one
the
within an
same
hour and
broken
shit.
the same broken record, in other words, the same pose, the same
Yeah, it's kind of
in front
funny.
of the mirror pose, the same this is my car, but this is not my car kind of thing. The
Right.
bathroom selfie pic. Gotta love that one, the above the angle. Oh, the angles. You gotta get the right angles, making sure it's above because you look slimmer from the above, right directly in front.
Right. There you go.
But yeah, and it's what made catfishing the biggest thing. All it takes is a person to just snag a picture and a whole bunch of other pictures, especially if it's not a private profile, and then catfish was born. And Neve Schulman has a whole show. We're on season probably 5 or 6. Let's face it, we all watch it.
Like
But
the dude actually created a show that started with him.
yes, he put it out there in forefront, and you know what? it just turned into something bigger than he expected too. He even said it in his movie. Like, it turned into his own self story, he fell in love with a girl online and she didn't turn out to be the person she is. It's
She
like
wasn't even a girl. She was like,
she wasn't the girl
it's
in the
crazy.
picture. She was a girl, but she just wasn't the girl in the picture.
No, I
And
mean like she was a much older weirdo. But
oh yeah, and God knows where she was from, but yeah, he traveled out there, and the thing is now catfishes take money from you. They give you a sob story. I got kids. I need to feed them. I have to do this, and there you go. PayPal $500, and you'll never see that $500 again. Like those are some horror stories. Like really is. But the
the thing
negative
is,
stigmas, yeah, of hiding behind a mask is what it is.
and social media and dating sites definitely help people to do that. It's too easy. Honestly, I don't think it's something that's ever gonna stop. And he only shed light on something that everybody was going through, and everybody was like, "Wait, the fucking minute, I went through that too." Do you have
Listen,
any stories like that?
no, I don't have
Oh, you
stories
lucky.
like that.
She got.
But like, no, thank God. But
Do you
like I
know
said,
anybody that?
I have had, some fellas saying that this girl was fly and she had, everything that he was looking for, the charm, the looks. Because let me tell you something, that's all it takes is just a Google search images. Pretty girl, hot guy, buff guy, skinny guy, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, there's a picture out there for you. And I'm sure that these people are smarter these days. They know how to copy, paste, trim, Photoshop, whatever it is. And there you go. They could just create a whole profile. And there, catfish was born. Just fishing these people out, saying that they're a person that they are not, clearly, and pretty much trying to get these falling in love, trying to get a genuine relationship out of something that is based on a lie. Because that's what it is. It's based on a lie.
Right. And then you
And
got the
that's
ones who just are plain evil and they have an agenda all along. It's been all over that show.
oh yeah, like I think one of my favorite ones too is the girl catfished the other girl because she didn't want her talking to some dude that she liked, and she posed as him and try to get like information and intimate moments, and she was just laughing at her behind her back. I remember that episode because I wanted to go through the screen and punch the girl in the face because you could just tell I felt the heartbreak just through the TV screen, and I could understand that how someone could get suckered into something like that.
I agree. It's pretty
You know,
crazy. I sit and think about all the stories that don't make it to TV. I'm pretty sure there's some real crazy shit.
and
I've
I'm sure that there's some deep ones too, that leads to suicides, like it didn't turn out the way they wanted to.
I kind of got catfish one time in my life before the internet though. And back when you were like pen pals and shit. You
Oh,
just send
really?
somebody or I don't I can't remember the details. So my memory, but I just remember going through the motion of like, okay, this is not what you look like in the photo, but I know it was before the internet.
Well, yeah, before the internet, it was pen pals, and they would send you their cousin's picture, their sister's, their brother's ex-girlfriend's picture and life story, and then pose it as their own. It's pretty much you're stealing. It's like stealing identity, but instead of money theft, which I'm sure there are stories, you're stealing someone's life. Here I am with the Ferraris, here I am with the big old house on the hill, and you live in the projects, son.
People do that with celebrities too a lot.
Oh yeah. And that's what made that show so enticing to watch because in some way, a form or another, you know someone or know of someone or know someone that they know someone that this has happened to. Like whether it's like, oh my God, I fell in love with this girl and I knew that she was the one and I talked to her every day. I woke up to the same text message or anything else like that. Which those are the ones I don't get. The ones that you don't get a photo, the ones that you don't anything, but they just still give you the story for money, for just a companion. And then when you see them, they're like totally jacked up, not exactly how you described you're supposed to be. Like, oh, I'm slim, I'm fit, and they're like, I don't want to be insulting to, to our bigger folk out there, but they're like
And
gorgeous, drop dead, and they're like Harry Potter. Like, I don't know.
yeah, I don't understand how people just don't. I mean, before catfish was popular enough for people to be like, okay, this is some catfish shit.
Hmm.
You never talking to somebody on the phone. You never seeing them on video. You just get a picture here and there. How do you not know that something is up? Like, how do you waste years of your life following this trail?
That's what I don't understand. Like, when do you pump the brakes? When is
Because
something just too good to be true?
I can understand, I totally can understand having a connection over just, texting or talking. Most of these people not even talking on the phone, but texting, just texting. Imagine. There's no way and they be like, oh, 5 years or more, or like, how? How are you doing that?
But that's what's the beauty of that show, isn't it? That's what kind of draws you in because you're just almost dumbfounded. Like, how is it that you let this go for so long and it didn't occur to you, hey, can you send me like a real picture? Can you like, you know, I don't know, hold a sign.
Yeah, video
There's so many different ways.
chat.
It really is, it's mind-boggling, when your mind is in a bottle. It's just really like, it amazes me how creative now people are getting though. Because obviously Catfish has another season. You would think, oh, people already caught on because you see the tips and the tricks that Neve
It's never
Schulman
gonna,
is giving you there,
it is
but it's
never
still
gonna stop.
happening. And it just creates so much. It's like you don't know who this person really is. That's just what social media is about. You're just showing the good stuff. Are people really showing us their true colors? Are they really showing like, wow, I'm struggling right now?
That's
Are they
your life.
showing you that they're showing you their bum ass apartment? Are they really? Or are they showing you this fancy ass house that's not theirs?
But you guys know that I have, you know, I'm the creative God has made. As far as business goes, like I've seen people glorify their lives like they're rich, you know, via social media. And then, in the, if you speak to them personally, it's a total different story, which is which is one reason why I say, you never know. So you definitely know nothing about somebody's life through that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like they're flexing a Tesla that they just got on Google Images, and then they got a Pinto in the driveway. Like, come on, where's the realness in anything anymore? Because now you could say whatever you want. Who's gonna believe
And then
you unless you get to know them?
And then you just got people who are just living their lives, and I understand you don't want to post your private business or what you're going through online, which is perfectly fine. But there are those who judge and think they know just from social media, and that's why that should never happen.
Yeah, and then what gets me after that is the comment, well, you don't know me. Obviously, I don't know you because you're not putting out your you know, your real self. Like, no, seriously, you're putting out everything is great and stuff like that. Oh, I have this, I have that. Everything is just not handed to people just like that. There's people who work their ass off to get to where they're at. And then here you are stealing their fame, stealing their images, stealing all of the stuff that they work so hard to, get to their level. And then here you are faking the funk. It drives me insane. Be who you are. Like, you broke, own it. So what? There's somebody out there for everybody. There's a stroke for every folk.
I
That's why they
agree.
created the
Yeah.
Tinders and the and all that other wonderful dating sites. Maybe not Plenty of Fish or any of those other jankety little sites that, is connected to like Facebook or something like that. But even that is just, you could hide behind a mask so easily. And I think that's where it's so enticing. You could be whoever you want. It's like Halloween 24/7. You could be anyone you want to be. You want to be the Mandalorian? You could be the Mandalorian. Stop playing. Like, you could do whatever it is you want to be. Like, but there's someone out there who's gonna believe that you are Boba Fett. Or Jango Fett, or whoever it is. Sorry, I just saw the Star Wars episode like yesterday, so it's still like fresh in my head. So of course
Yeah.
I'm dropping that.
That's always cool here.
Absolutely, yes. But it's something so simple as searching for images, and you could create a whole lifestyle. And there's people who just, which amazes me about the catfish show, is that there's people who have multiple profiles. Like, I have problems just juggling my one. Can you imagine, like, I have 6 and 7 different profiles and managing who you talk to
And
on what?
then, yeah, they be too because they're talking to multiple people too. I could never like. I get a headache just like you said with first my personal I don't really care about, but my business pages like I it's time consuming. So
I,
imagine they have to
I
spend a lot of
can.
time lying to a bunch of people.
Yeah. And not only that, the time and effort that is put into this. Dude, get a job. Get a real job. Do something with yourself, because or it could be a miss. I can't say it's just the fellas, but it could also be some, like, get a job that you can use this technology to your advantage, not for your personals. You understand that? That's where I feel I'm so blah when it comes to social media. I'm on it. I like my cat videos. I post my cat stuff. That's my thing. Um, if I like something as far as hair or makeup or food, recipes, like, that's why
Yeah.
I use TikTok for that. Like, like, not for nothing, you sleep on TikTok, but they have all these good recipes. I was like, oh, I didn't think of that, but that sounds good. But I'm just there to also just to promote my MS struggle. I go through infusions every month, and it's something that's such a shitty thing to deal with every month, that I give myself some, a little
Yeah.
joy in it. My little videos, me getting hopped up on this IV,
You
connected,
turn
and
your pain into power.
absolutely. And you know what? With that, the nurses on the floor love it. They're like, "You're so funny." I was like, "Well, I have the time, right? I might as well use it." And if it helps that one person be like, well, I'm going through the same thing she's going through, and she has a positive attitude about it, then I did my part. I'm that MS warrior that I said, if I'm gonna have this disease, then I'm gonna run within. That's where social media kind of does help out. There are some pros to it if it's used properly.
Then you got the but you have those episodes where there'll be the I guess what they would pick how they see themselves as like the low self-esteem ones or uh I'm too fat or I wouldn't think you would like me. Honestly, that excuse is not good enough. Why? Because this is 2020 and I see I want to put this politely. I see people who look like science projects, and there are a certain demographic of people that are attracted to that. This is a big it's a big world. Like that excuse is not good enough for being deceitful in that manner. I don't think so.
Like I said, everything is a facade. And to get the real is like I like it old school. I met through you through a friend, and I knew this person through this person, old school dating kind of thing. Although my own story was a social media story, but I'm one in a million of a person that could actually happen to. Not everyone is so lucky. And that's
Yeah,
where, I was lucky, but I know there's so many people who try to, get a hookup, meet up with someone. Because, you have those filters, search near me within a 30 block radius or, 30-mile radius or whatever it is. And you'll get a bunch of people. How do you know that that person says who they are? And especially
I
having
definitely
nobody in common.
yeah, I definitely don't want to negate from the fact that people do find love via internet. It does happen, and the only reason I speak about, the darker side is because that needs to be shed light on. But that's obvious. I have
Yeah,
a
of
bit of
course.
information.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, ideally, it's just everyone puts this facade and everything's great. And we're living in a pretty crappy time right now. So you're gonna have these facades, these catfishing, I'm sure is on the rise. Because you know what? Everyone's home, they got their computers in front of them, and they got enough time in the world. So
Yeah,
it kind of bothers me because I even like tell my own sons and like you got to be careful who you talking to because you really know if that's the person on the other. It's sort of like being on the phone. Is that person, are they the person they say that they are, you know?
yeah. I have a bit of information having to do with social media use in general.
Mm-hmm.
Studies conducted on people in recent years leading up till now have shown that people and their amount of time they spend on these platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Snapchat. The analysis show that high school media, I'm sorry, that high social media use did in fact lead to depression increases. However, did not lead to less social media use. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm sure it increased throughout these years, though. I know when Facebook was when it first started, it was just these. I don't know if you saw the social network, like the whole start of it and how it started. Just a couple of guys messing
Yeah,
around, trying to create a social network, where people can meet and, make a friend or two. But it turns dark
or
because
connect with people that you know.
yes, exactly. Like, you remember, I don't know
When
how
it
long ago, but
yeah, when
classmates
it
dot
first
com.
dropped, yeah, when
I
it
want to
first
say
dropped, it had that friends and family vibe.
yes, it had that. Let's reconnect with, high school people, like you went to high school with, or even people from elementary school or like junior high school that you haven't seen in so long. Like that was how I thought it was when I first joined myself. So many,
That is
many.
the only reason I joined.
No, because then you're like, or even lost neighbors. Like if you move a lot, you get to reconnect with neighbors that you had. Like, oh my God, I remember back in 98, I lived in the projects, I lived next to so and so, and I lost touch with her. We were so close growing up. I wonder what happened to her or
Right,
what
and
happened to him.
media makes it easy to stay connected. And
Oh
I
yeah,
was
absolutely.
just At the beginning, I was just reading off his MySpace. Like I was done with that because I had met one monster off of it, and that was enough for me to call it quits. The only reason I signed up for Facebook is because of that family and friends vibe of connect to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I thought. I thought it was something so innocent, so to speak. It was something like, oh, okay, I could reconnect with family. I could reconnect with family in Puerto Rico. Maybe I could connect to my dad's side that I'm not so close with, that I really don't know them. Maybe I could get, a family reunion up in here, kind of thing. But it's just
Yeah.
with that, like you said, there are downfalls. You get these jerks. You get these people that just are not who they say they are, and they're looking for something. I don't know if it's just for themselves to make them feel better about themselves, to make them, I don't know, there's something that's inadequate in their life that they feel the need to fill it up with the social media. This is what I'm doing. This is how I am. Like I have, I don't might not have the best ride. I might not have you ever come across any profile that says, "Nah, I'm broke. Sorry, I ain't got nothing to my name. Love me anyway."
Another factor is the excess time on social media has displaced forming more important in person relationships, even achieving personal goals. Because for many, it's like an addiction. And then
Absolutely.
you're scrolling, and then next thing you know, it was hours later, and that's that's a common problem now.
And that's the pandemic in itself. Social isolation. Who's gonna want to go outside on a date? Who wants to go out to the movies and, meet up with a person and like get to know a person face to face? Even down the phone conversations are not there no more. You put it all on display on social media. Everyone knows what's going on with you.
Let me see.
No, it's
I
true.
really,
Like,
it is. Like, what's a phone call? It's almost unheard of. I barely get those.
yeah, I think my mom is the only person that I talk to on the phone on a regular basis, to be honest. No, it's true. Like, when's the
Yeah,
last time you could honestly say, besides our interaction now on this podcast?
before it is a fact. Before social media, everything was about phone calls, and I used to be on the phone for hours with my friends or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. The days of tying up that phone when there was no call waiting because my mother was not trying to pay no $8 for no call waiting a
Now
month.
it's like I just spoke to her. Oh yeah, yeah, on Facebook.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or how about,
Okay,
you know what?
so
You
she
had
must
your
be
friend.
doing fine.
Yeah, oh,
I commented
absolutely.
on her pic.
But no, but you know what I mean? Like, she must be okay. Or how about those entrapments? Like you used to want to find out if someone's cheating on you and your friend is in the other room on the other line, like listening in on the phone on the other line. Like, that's so silly, but like, remember those days? Like, I feel so old. Like I remember just having a rotary phone. Like yeah,
For
that shows
real.
my age. Like pressing the. Now
You
it's
still
just. Do you even remember anyone's
used
phone
to get
number?
the long cord. Used to have a phone book. Used to write your number.
Yes, absolutely. Or even like just putting your number down. I don't even come on, how many times do you have to take out your phone to even remember your own cell phone number?
Or
Like
remember anyone else's, because nobody knows anyone's number really.
no, not at all. That's why I laugh. And that's
Back in the day, you had to memorize people's landline numbers
oh my God.
or
That
have,
was
an actual address book, which is like obsolete now.
well, yeah. But everything's so easy now. It's just a click or a block. I'm queen of blocking on these social media aspects. Like anything, you got the Snapchat, you got the filters, you have all these wonderful things that are available to people that you're still hiding behind that mask. let's take these masks off, people. Let's just keep it real. Like how we say, like when keeping it, like I love Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes haywire. It's the most hilarious thing ever. I don't know if you remember that,
Yeah.
but Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle
yeah.
did it.
Of
When
course.
yeah, when keeping it
Godlike
real.
stuff.
Yes, when keeping it real goes haywire. Like that is so it's so true. Because it's like if you actually saw me, I'm in my pajamas, I'm chilling in the corner, my hair's not done, my makeup's not done. But on that Instagram or on that social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, I'm looking on point. I got that nice filter. I got my, I got makeup when I don't need to put on makeup no more because they do it for
That
you.
that's not that you touch on that is a reason also, links to the depression and anxiety in people and social media, the whole filtering and um it's like you may not even realize it. You or young adults are watching other people's lives, and in their brains is like you're comparing things to your own, or you're seeing things that you can't afford, or teens are insecure and they compare themselves to their peers. While I believe these technologies can be valuable, I suggest people choose which that are truly useful and
Mhm.
not so much the ones that leave you feeling empty.
Yeah, it's that keeping up with the Joneses. You can't keep up. You see a person puts up a fancy photo, they're looking great, that everything is, oh, it's such a dream. I'm living the dream. I'm living the life when you know damn well they're not. It's like the
Or even if they are,
self-absorption.
it's just subconsciously people are comparing, or hey,
Yes.
look at this guy. He's always going on trips and stuff, and I'm all I do is stay home, or I'm not I don't feel adequate, or I'm not satisfied with my life. People do this on a subconscious level.
Yeah. And then it's called that phrase FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah,
Everyone's always going on these trips and they're traveling and they're eating out or they're going to these fancy restaurants and here I am, I have to deal with my hamburger helper. Like
exactly.
it just
Exactly.
no, it does. It leads to that anxiety, it leads to that depression of like self-worth. Like I'm not good enough. And that leads to other things, the suicides, the
Yeah.
social isolation, which we're already
And then,
suffering now.
the people who use it to bully as well.
Oh, cyberbullying, that's huge on those social networks. We see the stories on TV. We hear it on the
Yeah,
news. High
young
schooler
adults
gets
killing
bullied.
themselves, or world star fighting.
Oh, you go to World Star. You go to World Star and
It's
you're gonna
almost
get.
like, yeah, let's get this on video. That way we can post it, type of shit.
Well, absolutely, but that's what it also leads into the technology these days, right? So you got a phone, you got a camera. If they're fighting in the bathroom, guess what those kids are doing? They're
I'm not even gonna lie. I
videotaping.
did that one time in my life, but it was kind of for a good cause. Like my friend, my friend's boyfriend, like he was putting his hands on her, and I was like, "Yo, do me a favor, record this, cause I'm knock this motherfucker out." And she did. She recorded it. It was pretty funny, but I'm not condoning that. So people don't be stupid. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I don't like to talk about stuff and it sound like I'm preaching. And meanwhile, I've done it before. I have, but I wouldn't like do it again.
No, I've never had to, thank God to this day, never had to deal with such nonsense like that. But I It's like, oh, they're gonna
You've been a
fight today.
witness.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight today. Oh, 3 o'clock, something's gonna go down. They're gonna have a fight. They're gonna have a fight. And then you have all these kids surrounding them, and nothing but camera phones are out. All the phones are
Yeah.
out
Yep.
recording this. And then it's so disheartening because not only that is the humiliation that goes behind it afterwards. There's people sharing these videos. They get uploaded to YouTube. They get all this social media heat. Like, oh, look at this. This is on world, and you have those kids in the background, world star, world star. Like that is not cute. Like I worry about those things. Like everything's so
It's
accessible to
terrible.
everyone. It's out there.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it
I'm a
just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. Good. We just we keep thinking at the same time. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It leads to the cyberbullying in itself, because that's cyberbullying, what it is. They're continuing this fight and they're bringing it onto the social platforms so that more people could say stuff and more people could chime in. And then,
And
hey, if that
humiliated.
person didn't
Yeah.
see it, yeah, that person didn't see the fight. Did you see the fight? Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, it's on Facebook. They uploaded there. Now you got a trail. Now you got a trail that the cops could look into and it gets even deeper. Because now there's a division on that alone. Now.
Yeah. I mean, they watch everything. Your privacy is very minimal. If I do recommend the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, because it shines a light on all of that I feel everyone should know that uses social media, the serious lack of privacy that you have, and um me I myself, I have on Instagram they have a feature where you can set a timer that lets you know how long you get to choose the timer, how long you want them to tell you you've been on this app for the day. I have mine set for an hour a day, which rarely goes off because I really don't spend much time on my personal account. I'm always doing business. But when it does, I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Plus,
Which I think is a help. Not that I needed it because I never really spend, but I, being that the feature was there, I said, okay, I want to see if I do spend excess too much time on this, and I really don't, which is good. But for people who could use that feature, now you know about it. If you didn't,
I did not
I,
know about that, but that's actually pretty interesting to know because you don't realize how much time you just spend scrolling on Instagram. You could spend hours scrolling on Instagram.
yeah,
I
you get
know, I
lost.
know,
We
I
all
know.
have.
When I'm bored and like I'm not really tired, guess what? This girl's on Instagram just kind of scrolling, and depending on how many people I follow is depending on how much stories I'm watching. And but again, there's some people who put it all out there. You got those, what is it, the Insta models?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Listeners, you could call in and tell us about a time you've experienced any of the above we've been speaking about. Gonna check this message now.
I got rid of all of my social media like 4 years ago, and it was the best decision ever. That stuff is not good. Think about it. You post whatever, you get 20 comments. Let's say 19 of those are like great, they're positive, and let's say one is bad. For the rest of your day, you are thinking about that one bad one, and everybody does. I think it's something with our genes, it's a threat, so that's what we focus on. And that's what's on the back burner of your brain for the rest of the day. So every interaction you have, that is present. And that shit's not good for you. It's just not good for you. And not only that, but half that shit doesn't mean anything. And you're just better off without it. I don't know if this is social media, just got it, but man, I'd say stay away. It's not good for your head.
I definitely don't count this as social media. And thank you for that spaced out. I love that. I totally agree with that statement, and I'm glad you weren't sucked into the abyss. Um,
Well, with the spiraling, yeah, because you could easily spiral here. And like what he said, you could have 100 great comments, but all it takes is that one negative comment, and it'll ruin your day.
it's true. Or you
You know,
definitely think about it too hard, or maybe you'll go back and forth. And
oh, absolutely. Do you really want to go into it with a person back and forth? You're feeling yourself, you're looking good, and all your friends are saying great things, but then this person out of the left saying, "Oh, I don't like that." You're going to focus on that one negative comment for God knows how long, and that what makes the big difference.
more than half of the world's total population now uses social media. A data analysis shows that 3.96 billion people use social media today, accounting for roughly 51% of the global population. Put simply, this means more people now use social media than do not.
I believe that. That's for sure. Because it's growing numbers every single day. Like my little one wants to have a
For
Facebook
something every single day, probably every minute.
at all hours because it's 24/7. It doesn't close. It doesn't have a opening and close date or times. That's 24/7. Whenever you want to be on, if you're up in the middle of the night, guess what? You're gonna
Oh,
be on
you know
Facebook.
what? It's more like every second. I just googled that. With more than 376 million new users since 2019, that translates to almost 12 new users every second, suggesting that user numbers are growing even faster today than they were at the start of 2020.
That's crazy. It's like for every blink, I'm gonna have a new follower. No,
That
like
wouldn't be so bad. Like,
that wouldn't be so bad, especially here. It's
I know
nice to
what
have
you
a
mean. It's
following.
just the
It's
the
good to
data
have a
is bugged
following.
out.
It's good to have a following if you have a voice and you want to express something. But with that, you have to also expect the naysayers or the backlash. That's what everyone has an opinion like they have an asshole, right? Like that's the famous phrase. So
Right.
it's something else to be said. Social media back in the day, like I said, I'm lucky if I got a note passed to me in class, kind of thing. I miss those days, but now you're so accessible. That's the thing. Social
You
media
could
has
play
made
that
everything
message when
so
you're done.
accessible. I'll play this. Hold on.
It seems to me too that more people using it than not, the world seems more divided than it's ever been. And to get traction, people in the middle or people that are talking common sense, you don't want to listen to that. You need to be on the fringes, whether that's far right, whether that's far left. You got to be somewhat outrageous to gain traction, and that's not the real world. And you don't even know who you're talking to. You know, we all had that kid, that friend, coworker. You won't even give them the time of day because you know how they are, but online, you don't know that. And one thing I always think of is I don't know who said this, it definitely wasn't me, but only an idiot argues with a fool. And it seems like that's what most of social media is.
Definitely clap it up for Spaced Out because
Absolutely.
I really don't hear many people other than myself speak that way, and especially a male. So, I mean, they get catfished the most, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a fair trade. All men and both sexes get the catfish.
Yeah,
Let's put
but
it out there.
know,
But yeah,
I don't know many females who go crazy, to subscribe to OnlyFans. That's really
oh yeah, because
I
then
think
you have
they get
what
caught
is
up in that more.
those fan only? Because isn't that like the newest thing now on fan only
Yeah,
pages? Yeah,
Yeah, the
see, that's
only
new to me. I don't know about that whole fan only stuff. I know it was mentioned once to me. Oh, so it's a
is
subscription to porn, in other words. So it was like this
is
is
actually you're able to share whatever you want. It's just they allow the porn, so people do that, and
oh, that's
I,
crazy.
I'm sure females do it too, but it's definitely the wide ranges in the male gender.
Well, I guess that's where that money comes in, right? Because they're getting that money. So it's like an
Yeah.
influencer, right? The social media influencer, how
Oh
to,
yeah.
wear the right clothes. I'm wearing the right clothes, and hey, pay me to wear rock your shit, so to speak, and I look good in it. And hey, here's my code, get 10% off.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do exactly just that.
And it's stuff that I could sew in my house, like something I could put together. And hey, you know what? This scarf is the bomb, yo. Like this is it. It keeps you nice and toasty as long as I have enough flowers.
I just
You
think the
know.
funny thing is just like Spaced Out mentioned, you don't know who you're speaking to. I know a few dudes that run accounts that males think are women and aren't, but they're pocketing your money.
Oh, and that's why they have all these wonderful apps that could change your voice. You could, you know what? There's those apps that you could have fake phone numbers so that you could text
Oh
or
yeah,
send messages. Oh
it's
my
too
goodness.
easy.
It is too easy nowadays. But let's play this
I,
message. Hold on.
yeah, because we're gonna get to a close soon.
All right, hold on.
Listen, Linda. What's up, laddie? What's up, Goddess? Can't wait till tomorrow, Miss Goddess. We're gonna have some fun. Oh my God, the stories we're gonna talk about.
Hey boo, that's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Don't
Yes,
rush
we
the week.
will. Thank you for being here. We're gonna keep rolling because we're gonna take this to a close soon, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, I had to learn to ignore Facebook because there were so many fucking hotheads in there and fucking bullies and keyboard warriors in there. It used to get me so mad. At some point, I did get depressed over the stupid ass fucking comments.
Yeah, and
Um,
you shouldn't feel bad for that. Like there's nothing wrong with it's a normal reaction. But thanks for your thanks for your message because it's completely true and people still go through that.
internet
Happens every
gangsters.
day. That's another thing. I really I don't invest my energy in that. Like if it even goes that way, I'ma just I'm ignore it. I don't have time for that. That whole back and forth is retarded.
The fans only page is about everything. You post your art, you get paid, for it. You could post music, stuff like that. You make money out of your own, talent.
Yeah, that's what I was telling her. You could use it for many things, but it's, very much used for porn as well.
So, in other words, a good thing was turned into a dirty thing, because that's pretty much what with
Of
any
course. And
platform.
if Facebook or Instagram or the other platforms allowed it, then it would be on there too. This that platform is just it allows it, so it's kind of one of the most popular things it's known for.
All right, I'll play this one. Hold on.
Yeah, people get paid for showing their assholes, the brown eye, the shit that people rub their nose in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
It goes down in there.
That's
Everybody
crazy.
listening is like, all right, I gotta go get an account ASAP. I gotta check this shit out. Because
Like, how much is the subscription for? Like what I'm gonna see. Like,
let me just tell you, there are girls out there you gotta pay just to message her. Like I've seen like $100 to send a message, and guys do it.
Oh my goodness. How about just watch me clean the house or changing the litter box or some crazy like this is just crazy
And I
how
bet you can make money because there's a fetish for everything. Some sick fuck out there, like, yeah, clean that litter box, man.
hold on, I'm sorry. Like clean that litter box, girl. Go ahead.
Yo, I don't doubt it.
It's kind of funny. The OnlyFans, bunch of horny dudes definitely took that over. But I gotta ask you this: as you know, you're both women. If a girl gets into porn, that is a very hard thing to move on from. And who knows what's gonna follow you? Because yeah, it's a hard thing to switch gears from that to something else. If ask a lot of porn actresses, it's a hard thing to move on from.
I agree. It's definitely something that you have to think of
I'm
several
sure it's not
ripple
a
effects it could have in your life. And I'm pretty sure not everyone actually thinks it through because the need is money and everybody's trying to make it. And that's one of the easiest ways to make it because sex sells, man.
yeah, but it's hard to transition from that to a regular 9 to 5. I'm not gonna go into my HR office and then at nighttime it's a switch.
Yeah,
And then,
or,
and then
or certain careers.
nowadays, because of social media, when the newest thing now is called LinkedIn, of course, is a professional site, and it's out there for employees to like look into your stuff. But if you're out there and putting yourself out there, and all it takes is for the right HR person. Hello, big up to me because I used to be me. I could search you out and I could find out everything about you just based off of this social media platform that you put all your stuff out. How can I get a real job and I'm complaining that I want to do X, Y, and Z, but yeah, I'm putting it all out there. Or I'm saying God knows what. Oh, I'm using the F word or I'm using the N word and I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about Chinese people. I'm talking about God knows. And then I'm going into a job, a professional job, and all it takes is for me to click or just Google your name. I know because I Google my name. I was like, all right, I Google my name. Let me see what's out there that's there for me. You might have one picture because Pinterest is linked to it, but what do you put out
Yeah,
there for employers? And
yeah.
trust me, that's something that I took very serious because you know what? I don't want you working with my family member. I used to work in hospice. I don't want you working with my death and family member that's dying here. And you're here, you're a home health aide and you're taking care of my grandma, grandpa, and here you are on social media saying how much you hate old people or something crazy like that. It's so accessible to everyone. And that's something that I try to tell my kids. Be careful what you put out there because you don't know what's going to come back and bite you in your ass.
See, I would be like, Grandpa's gonna get a free subscription, or we don't want your services. Like,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
no, totally. I understand what you're saying.
Like my mom is on social media and she doesn't. She's a little voyager, she's an older woman. She doesn't know how to maneuver like that. Like I was lucky to even see a happy birthday from my mom once and it tripped me out. I was like, oh my God, she's actually using it.
She figured it out.
She figured it out. But you're putting it out there, it's just that easy. I don't want people to like know where I'm from, who I'm, where I be, where I roll. Like you're not gonna know about my life. I don't like people in my life like that. I don't want them to know what I ate today, because those are those other, Instagrammers that put every single plate of food that's in front of them, whether it looks good or not. Because let me tell you something, because some of that food I've seen, I wouldn't want to
I was
touch
saying
with
this
my
the other day. Even though I'm one of them, I occasionally do that. but
Listen,
I have
sometimes you make
seen
a
the
really
horror, what I call the disaster plates,
yeah.
and yeah,
I have a
that's
good
such
friend
good
who makes
stuff.
great apple crap. Like that's what we deemed it, apple crap. Lord knows it has an official name, I'm sure. But you know what? It's just we're not putting it out there, but I'm not here. If you're a foodie site, if you have chef in front of your name, I'm expecting your Instagram to be nothing but bomb food on your Instagram or recipes on your on your what is it, Snapchat, the little
Yeah,
things.
of
Yeah, or like TikTok recipes. Because I know I'll be on TikTok looking for those recipes. That's for sure.
course.
You
All
know.
right, I'm gonna play this message and then we're gonna close it up.
All right.
I couldn't agree more too, because I can't even tell you how many female friends that I've had that have gone into stripping saying, I'm just going to get in there. I'm going to get my money. I'm going to save up. I'm going to put some racks away and I'm going to do that. But like you just said, I mean, it's easy. And from what I know about easy money is easy come, easy go. So these girls get in there, they do it, they get used to that money, they forget about saving. They're going to go to college, and next thing you know, it's 5 years later. Maybe they picked up some bad habits, whether it's drugs, whether it's just bad money habits. But then all of a sudden, 5 years, you've been, whatever, you don't really have that money, and now what, you're going to put that on your resume for 5 years you're a stripper? No, you're just going to have this big blank area. And I know it's not exactly like that, but yeah, I think it's unfortunate because a lot.
Thank you. That was a lot there, but thank you for your feedback. That was very true, and I appreciate it.
BMF, Yadi, what's going on? This is the Renaissance. As far as social media, I don't really subscribe to social media. I have a email address. My avatar, the closest thing you'll get is my avatar. I look pretty much like my avatar, except for his teeth are white. I'm still working on that. But yeah, I agree. You don't want anybody, taking care of your elderly grandmother or grandfather, and they don't like people. So that's why I believe you should live your profession. So if you are a personal trainer, you should live that
Yes.
profession. If you are a nurse, you should live that profession. Taking care of people, that you should live that. Whatever it is that you do, you should live it. So yes, I'm a
Absolutely.
big proponent of that for sure. Renaissance.
Renaissance, cool as fuck. Thank you for that. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. Clap it up for yourself because that was a very true to statement. Live your life, live the life that you lead. Don't put it out there that you do one thing and you're a total jerk. Oh, I'm so nice as pie on here. I am the kindest person. You can count on me for everything. And then you're like a loser and you're pretty much a jerk. I love cats and I do all this, but yet you wouldn't even donate or you don't even own a pet. Like there's just so much you know what I mean? Like I'm partial to things like that. Like,
So much
I
fun.
you don't put yourself out there if that's not live your true self. And I think that's what we could take away from this whole thing is live your true self. If you're gonna put it out there for the world to see, be real with it. Don't
I
hide
love that
behind the
that was
mask.
two men who had to say such statements. I love that. It's cool. Nice to
Yeah,
know they're not doing that.
absolutely.
Um, all right, I'm gonna shut this down now. Thank you guys for listening and participating. Um,
Thank you, thank you.
Netflix, Netflix, The Social Dilemma. Watch it. I'm telling you, you need to know this stuff. Yadi, thank you for being here,
Thank you for
and
having me.
everybody have a good night.
Have a good
Peace
night,
out.
y'all. Have a good one.